Hi, welcome to lessonswithtroy.com. I'm Troy Brenningmeyer. Well, this is going to be volume number 4 of my Weissenborn Basic series. And in this one, we're learning the song Whiskey Before Breakfast. It's a great traditional fiddle tune that I've arranged with a unique jam track. And we're really going to focus on, as well as other techniques, but the main technique we're going to be focused on in this lesson is learning really crisp hammer-ons and pull-offs. So if you're ready, we've got 3 pages of tablature. Go ahead and print it out, set it on a stand in front of you. Let's get going learning Whiskey Before Breakfast, part of Weissenborn Basics, volume number 4. Let's get going. Okay, so in the previous volume of Weissenborn Basics, volume number 3, we focused on scales, a lot of major scales and minor pentatonic scales all over the neck. Now, Whiskey Before Breakfast, we're primarily going to be out of this D major scale. The song is in the key of D, and we're going to be using this open position D major scale. And using it in all the different octaves. And let me just go ahead and play you this first measure, and we're going to really focus in here on left-hand technique and getting a good crisp hammer-on and pull-off. And this measure number 1 is a great phrase to really work on your hammer-on and pull-off technique. And then we'll go ahead and learn the rest of the tune. Here we go. Here's measure number 1. Just straight out of that D major scale. Let me play it again. Okay, well, let's talk first how to hold the bar so that you can get the best kind of crisp pull-off. Now, first of all, I have this type of a bar to where it has a tip that kind of juts out a little bit. If you can see it, let me see if I can get the right angle there. There we go. It's like that. So it's a shear horn stainless steel bar, but any bar where you have this tip that kind of comes out, that'll give you a little bit better, crisper hammer-on and pull-off. And I hold it to where it's in my hand fairly deep, so that my ring finger and pinky come out in front of it, so that as I'm pulling back or going up, my ring finger and pinky on my left hand are going to be muting out strings that I either previously played or strings that I don't want to have ringing out. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is to not have a lot of bar movement. You want to keep your bar really close to the string, have it tilted up so you're just getting the tip of your bar, and just start off with that first note of this lick. You got your bar tilted up and you're on your 4th string with your thumb on your right hand, and you're just going to do 0 to 2 hammer on. Now the trick is to have that ring finger and pinky behind your bar, so you're not going to get sound behind your bar, so that'll mute out that sound. And also it'll mute out these lower strings that you may not want ringing out. Okay, and then with your index finger, pluck your 3rd string. And then you're going to hammer on 0 to 1 on your 3rd string. And then you're going to play with your middle finger in your right hand and open 2nd string. So those are all what's called hammer-ons. You're just hammering your bar on. Now, I suggest to not do real big movements like that. Try to keep it real close and small movements. The smaller the better. You really want kind of small stabs, but don't push down too hard to where you're going to push your string out of tune. Then open 2nd string. Now do another hammer on 0 to 1 on your 3rd string. Now on your 2nd string, we're going to do this. Now this is going to be our first pull-off. We're going to pluck open 2nd string, hammer on to 2, and then pull straight back for 0. Now that's the trick. Instead of pulling up like that. Now sometimes you might want to pull off at an angle if you're doing alternating bass or something and you want your lower strings to be ringing out while you do that pull off, but that's not the case here. We're really doing more melodic single note stuff where we're not letting these lower strings ring out as much. So what you can do there is just do your crisp hammer on and then pull straight back. Okay, so you're going to pull straight back 0, 2, 0, and then go to 1 on your 3rd string and pull off there. 1, to 0, and then do 2 to 0, pull off with your thumb on your 4th string, then open 2nd string. So let's just start off there with the 0 to 0 hammer on pull off. Now in the tablature, you may not understand this if you haven't read tablature much, but basically when you have 0 to a number, like 0 to 2, 0 to 1, and you see the arched line, the curved line connecting the 0 to the 2 or 0 to the 1, 0 to some sort of number, that just means a hammer-on. But when you have a number to a 0 connected, that's a pull-off. So with all these pull-offs, what you want to do, remember, keep that ring finger in front of your bar so that when you pull off, you could either let them all ring out if you wanted to, like that, or you could use pick blocking to kind of block out the open strings that's ringing out, or try to get your ring finger to mute them out. Now let me show you another way. If you didn't want to do this 0 to 0 hammer on pull off, right, where you're doing a kind of one pluck, you pluck it once and then 2, 0, 0, 2, 0. What you can do too, and this is more of kind of a Jerry Douglas, more aggressive style of a hammer on and pull off, is you could pluck it with your middle finger open and then take your thumb and then pluck that 2 and then do your pull off. So you're, instead of doing a hammer on to 2, or that would be the hammer on, right, where you don't pluck it again, you just hammer on it. If you want to do a more aggressive hammer on pull off, bring your thumb up and pluck 2 and then do 0 and then do thumb, pull off, thumb, pull off. And that's, I do that a lot too. I kind of do a combination where I do the number with my thumb and then pull off. Middle, thumb, pull off. So I pluck it with my middle finger. Instead of hammering on, I pluck it with the thumb and then pull off. So I didn't write that in the tab. I just put the middle finger 0 to 0 because that's a little bit easier like that. But if you want to get in there and get that, bring that thumb up, you can get a little bit more aggressive, a little bit sharper, crisper pull off. That's how that would sound doing the thumb. If you just do the hammer on pull off, it'd sound like this. See the difference? Versus there you're plucking it. 0, 2, pluck, pull off. There you're going to do the hammer on, pull off. So try that both different ways, and that'll really crisp up your pull offs if you bring that thumb up. And basically the general rule is on that number, pluck it with your thumb and then pull off if you want a little bit crisper of a pull off. That being said, throughout this tune, do a combination of that. I didn't write in every way that you could possibly do this, but that's the general rule. Either do the 0 to 0 with the hammer on pull off, or with the hammer on about the same, and at the exact same time you basically are plucking it with your thumb and then pulling off. Like that, versus thumb, no thumb.